Farming and life sims have found a good niche for themselves, especially within the indie game sphere. It only makes sense that a media monopoly like Disney would try to get in on that action. Like a fat cat trying to fit itself into a box that's far too small, it somehow found a way to do that with Disney Dreamlight Valley. But that's not what this is about. This is for those people, like me, that enjoy farming sim games, but would like to distance themselves from Disney as much as possible for the many reasons that I don't have time to get into here. For those people that don't want to have their nostalgia milk bottled and resold to them, I offer the alternative of Dinkum. Dinkum is a cute indie game that feels like the result of an intimate night between Animal Crossing New Horizon and Minecraft. But then they didn't want the responsibility of actually teaching the new game how to play, so they sent it off to their Aunt Stardew in Australia. From Mama Minecraft, we get a randomly generated island with different biomes and resources within each one. There's also a bit of a blocky aesthetic with the game, but with how most farming sims work off of a grid, it doesn't seem to feel too out of place. Daddy Nook, however, gave our baby Dinkum a little more to work with. Bells are replaced with dinks. You need to go into debt in order to grow the island, and you even have Nook Miles in the form of Dink Bucks, that I don't remember the real name of, but you get them by doing cumulative and daily tasks around the island. Then, you use these Dink Bucks to purchase licenses that allow you to build things and work as a progression system to unlock new buildings and crafting recipes. Daddy Nook has some strong genetics though, and he's not done giving. Dinkum also has people that will randomly show up on your island. Unlike in Animal Crossing though, these people are actually helpful, and you want them to stick around, making getting close to them and doing their chores for them something you want to do for a reason beyond, oh my god, they're adorable, which is a totally valid reason, to be clear. The people that visit in Dinkum offer all kinds of various skills and shops, from the usual general goods store, museum, and clothes shop to the little more unique botany shop that you have to get to be able to farm, and someone who will use items you find on the island to do research and give you recipes for more interesting, more modern design. Most of the recipes and things that you have at first feel very primitive. There seems to be a plot happening that implies the loss of knowledge that takes the Animal Crossing fan theory that the world being flooded and saying yes, that is what happened here. With the ability to dig up computer components and disks that are named obscure things that don't quite match what they actually are, it implies that this technology is hidden or lost to the masses of the world. As the major plot, for as irrelevant as it is in the grand scheme of things, is that you're running away from a massive metropolitan area to essentially make your own country. The way some of the characters talk about it, it seems like it might be the last bastion of human civilization other than the island you're settling. While story beats aren't the strong point of any farming sim like this, I think it'd be interesting if by the time the game is out of early access, this setting had some more light shed upon it. But who knows, they might already do that when you get the island built up enough. I'm still living in a tent and using sticks to fight most of the things. Oh, by the way, you fight stuff in this game too. There's a variety of weapons you can craft, from swords to spears, even hammers, each performing differently and having different benefits. It feels similar to how you might fight the mobs in Minecraft before you domesticate them. There are predators that come for you if you aren't careful though, like crocs, sharks, and these big aggressive birds that charge at you. If you invest in a notice board, there will be people on the island that request you to take out alpha variants of these predators too for a hefty pay of dinks. Most of the fighting is hunting for meat to feed yourself and keep your health and stamina up so you can keep doing things. Things like fishing, farming, and mining. You'll need to mine to keep getting material to make things, including weapons, decorations, and things to mine with. So you keep going out to hunt and mine. That is, until you get into debt to acquire the deep mine. This is where Auntie Stardew starts to shine. Just like the mines in Stardew, you delve deep into the earth to fight monstrosities that reside there to take the resources that are rightfully yours, because you can use tools and the creatures in the depths can't. The basic premise of the mines is all that Dinkum really takes in this regard, however. The way the deep mines work and the tools required to effectively explore and survive within them is very different. Some of the fights that take place feel almost like an action MMO instead of a farming sim. The characters that can come live on the island and visit also have a relation with you, though I'm not sure if these relations ever become anything more than platonic when you fill them up, as most of my attention was on other things when I played the game, and didn't worry too much about getting friendly with the other people living on the island with me. Like a true colonist, I was only interested in the value of what they could give me, not what I was able to give them in return. To be fair though, none of them were mean to me, so I didn't really simp for any of them either. One of the most important things that Auntie Stardew taught Baby Dinkum though, was how to use multiplayer. Hopping into a multiplayer game in Dinkum is incredibly easy as long as you have your friend added as a Steam friend. Just open up your world in multiplayer, and they're free to join and hop in at any time. The visitor is also able to do just about anything the host can, except for plot out and build structures. The licenses that you buy are tied to your character, not the island, which means that you're free to buy more at any time as well. The most important thing about playing multiplayer in Dinkum, though, is storage. In the main village hall building, there's a suitcase that works like a Minecraft ender chest that will transfer anything you put into them back to your home island, or you can bring extra stuff with you to your friend. I try not going into too much detail here because the biggest draw of playing Dinkum for me was the sense of discovery. The game tells you very little about how to play and doesn't do much hand-holding. If you're familiar with the genre, then it's pretty easy transition. But it's still a breath of fresh air with some of the unique ways that the game approaches the same tropes and challenges of other games like it. At its core, Dinkum is a farming life sim with some action RPG elements. It's a great time to play and discover things in the game, both by yourself and with friends. At the time of writing, it's still in early access, but it already has so much to offer. A definite must play if you're a fan of the genre.